My Alarmo has finally arrived from Nintendo, the Nintendo Sound Clock. So I'm going to do an unboxing and show you what Alarmo is all about. Let's get started. So the box arrived really good. UPS and Nintendo just does a great job of packaging everything. And once I opened it, I could tell that Nintendo does a very good job making sure that the box itself came in really pristine condition. And this is what you see, the Alarmo. The box itself, you see the artwork, you see the digital clock on the side, you see waking up to Nintendo worlds, over 35 different sounds and music, and with the possibility of future updates. On the back, it kind of tells you where you're supposed to position the Alarmo clock next to you on your bed, kind of like an arm's length, not too far and not too close as well. And then the last thing that you see is how can you stop the alarm? By just getting up, but also you can program it in a way to make sure you can just press the button and then you can put the snooze and you're ready to go and start your day with Alarmo. So now the time was to actually open the box, and I made sure to open it very carefully because I want to take care of the box, just how good the artwork is, and also for future references. The first thing is the user manual, which is pretty simple thing. It's kind of like the 1, 2, 3 of type of thing, and you can tell they packaged it very well to make sure that the alarm clock is nice and secure. They actually packaged it in some sort of plastic cover, and then also they put the USB cable that it comes with it in a plastic wrap. So the first thing was to unwrap the actual digital clock, and it was pretty simple. It was nice, and just by looking at it, it had a good weight to it, and just the display itself is just so beautiful just to see the design as well. And then on the back you see Nintendo, the engraving, the logo of it, and then on the top you kind of see the mail button, the back button, and also the push button as well that lights up. And just looking around, it's just the design itself. It's very kind of curious just to see everything. And then on the bottom is where the AC adapter is connected. So very cool just to put it in any table. Just make sure that it's close to you, to your bed, because this alarm clock is specifically for the bed. And then the next thing was to actually open the USB cable. And the USB cable, it didn't have a really long length. I was kind of disappointed in that, but that could be fixed if you have like an extension cord to go on. But the one thing that it didn't have was actually an adapter. So you actually need an adapter just like the one I'm having, kind of like my old iPhone, to have it. So if you have one lying around, it's very important to do. So it doesn't come with that adapter. So make sure to have one just in case. But overall, it looks pretty cool. So the next thing was to plug it all in. So the first thing is got out the USB cable and plug it into the display of the clock. And then on the other side, I had to go to the other end of the USB cable and plug in my AC adapter, and making sure that everything was plugged in. And like I said before, this is a clock that is made to be next to your bed, so that's why the cable is not that long. So the next thing was to plug it in to my outlet, and then it turned on, and basically it was pretty straightforward from that. You just have to kind of follow the instructions. You kind of have to turn the knob on the top of the white thing, and you can kind of, customize the sound to go make louder, to go lower. You can customize it however you want. It's a pretty straightforward process. The other thing that they wanted to show you was actually how the sensors were working. So they were kind of testing it out, kind of waving your hands to make sure that it's working, because it's kind of sensing the movement that you are doing. So it's kind of calibrating everything. And even here, it's saying, where are you putting your clock into your bed? So it's kind of giving you an idea and giving the actual smart clock an idea of where you're putting it. So I said that I'm going to put it in the corner of the bed to make sure, but just for all intents and purposes, I don't have it next to my bed. I just have it on the table just so I can show you guys. So I'm just doing like a little bit of testing on just how it works. But later on, you can actually connect it to the internet so it can be calibrated right. So right now it's showing you kind of like the way that it's kind of pushing the alarm. An example, like if you're moving around, it's going to take the sound away eventually. So you kind of have to move out of the bed so that way it could stop the sound altogether. So that's kind of the thing what's going on. And it even shows you that it's telling you, get off the bed. Get off the bed right now. So doing it very nicely. And even that little thing is kind of glowing on the top So the next thing was, once you get off the bed, then it kind of stops it and it telling you like, do you want to test the alarm again? But pretty much it's straightforward. Again, this is just more calibrating on everything. And the more you do it, I like that little button on the top. It just, there's something cool about it. It almost feels like you're hitting like one of those question marks from the Mario games. But overall, that's how you can like move around this clock. It's either by pushing and then turning. So here it's kind of showing you what alarms are you looking for. So it kind of gives you from Mario Odyssey and then also from the other games as well. But just for intents purposes, I'm just showing you how it kind of is moving around and how to select the one. So I just selected the chain chop just for an example. And it's kind of telling you like on the steady mode, so within 20 minutes you're gonna have the alarm, and it's gonna kind of go in a tangent a little bit. It's kind of telling you how to do the mode, a button mode, like to push it, a steady mode, or a gentle mode. So it's kind of asking you like, how do you want the alarm to be? So like, do you want it to be a very gentle one, or does it want to be just popping and just loud? So because if you're a heavy sleeper, you might need that, especially to wake you up. And then here it kind of tells you like how to set up the alarm. It's like, again, it's very easy. Like once you get your hands on it, it's all about just spinning the top and pushing the button. As long as you know how to do those things, it's, you know, it's child's play right there. But it's fun. It's fun just to like test out all of the sounds, like from the Mario games, the Zelda games, the Pikmin games, the Splatoon games. Overall, but the next thing that we also have to make sure to do for this specific clock is that we also have to do more of the setup, meaning that we have to connect this to the internet. Because when you go to settings, you do have to go to the settings page, and you have to go to actual date and time. And it's telling you that if you want the internet to calibrate this, to make sure that it's well in time, because the internet is going to give the right time better than your watch. So the thing you have to do is connect it to the internet, and it's a little tedious to say the least because it's not touchscreen. You kind of have to turn the knob to kind of do the password. But overall, even though it's tedious, it's again pretty straightforward. And it's checking for the internet. If you have good internet connection, it already tells you that I'm in Los Angeles. Next was the date and time to make sure that everything is good, and also the 12-hour display, either that or the 24-hour display if you're up to military time. The next thing was to actually connect it again to the internet, because I wanted to update it and actually connect it and link it with my Nintendo account to get the downloaded features. So it says if I have a Nintendo account, I have to go through the process, scan a QR code, and then once I go to the page, it kind of tells you how to sign in, and that is now officially part of your Nintendo account. It's been linked, you're pretty much good, and you can actually get more updates on your My Nintendo account, and then you just have to wait for the download to be completed. That's how it's going to be. And it didn't take that long actually, because if you have really strong internet, it's pretty straightforward, and you just wait, and once it gets to 100% of the download, it restarts again. And the really cool thing about it is that now you're going to have the opportunity to get more sounds from more Nintendo games. I really do hope we do get like Kingdom Hearts or maybe another type of like Nintendo game right in the future. But again, this is going to be kind of like a wait and see type of thing, because I know that this clock is getting more and more popular. It got sold out in New York, and it totally sold out in Japan. But luckily I was able to get it. So now it's checking up for updates. It's right now 5:15 at the time when I was recording this. So after the update is finished, the next thing that is going to happen is to show you that it's on the latest version. And then afterwards, it's going to give you a QR code so you can scan it on your phone to make sure that you have any like troubleshooting problems or questions. So the next thing to do is to actually test out another feature of the Alarmo, and what it is the sleepy sound. So if you remember from the actual trailer, is that if you are falling asleep, the alarm is about to put some like sleepy sounds to kind of help you gradually fall asleep after like a long day at work, or if you just want to fall asleep and just hear the sounds, the Nintendo sounds. So I'm setting up the time right now to make sure that it coincides to the demonstration. So I'm gonna put like a minute later. So at the time I was recording, it was 5:16. I put 5:17 to make sure that the sleepy sounds begin. So once it was set, I waited till 5:17. It did start, but it was very low, and I think it's because I didn't put enough volume. But again, this is something you can calibrate and adjust with your Alarmo. So if you need bigger sounds or louder sounds, you can do it. But if you need like softer sounds, then you can do that as well. The next thing is basically the records. So it's kind of keeping a record of your sleeping patterns, how you're moving, how long it takes you to get up, and also how long does it take you to get away and moving away from the bed. So it is pretty cool. So the last thing is to test the alarm itself. So the alarm is what you see immediately when the alarm is set. It is going loud. The little spinny white thing is kind of showing the colors, and I'm demonstrating how to basically stop it, like getting out from the bed, moving around, and then once you get away from the actual clock, it does that celebration right there. So overall, it is a freaking awesome alarm. I highly recommend it, and I do believe that it's the right price, especially now. So what about you guys? What did you guys think about the Alarmo? Are you gonna get it? Are you gonna pre-order it? Write your comments below, and if you like the content of this video, please hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, hit the notifications so you know when future videos are available. Alright everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and again, stay awesome.